Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Carl Jung. We all search for meaning outside ourselves, through achievements, relationships, or the constant noise of daily life, but the deepest answers have always been quietly waiting within. There is a brief, fragile moment in each day, almost invisible yet immensely powerful, that can reveal what we have been truly seeking. A glance inward, a pause in the rush of thoughts and distractions, is often all it takes to uncover hidden insights about our feelings, our choices, and the patterns that shape our lives. This is exactly what Carl Jung pointed out. One simple rule, subtle yet profoundly transformative, can completely change how you see yourself, your emotions, and your life. It is not about judging your thoughts, fixing everything at once, or finding instant solutions. It is about dedicating a few moments to pause, reflect, and listen to the quiet messages of your subconscious mind. In that space, recurring emotions, fleeting images, and subtle thoughts become guides rather than puzzles. They show you who you truly are beneath the roles, expectations, and masks we carry every day. By practicing this rule, you allow your consciousness to meet your unconscious, uncovering hidden patterns, gaining clarity, and aligning more closely with your authentic self. Imagine having a key that gently unlocks the door to your inner clarity every single day, helping you navigate emotions that once felt confusing, dreams that seemed mysterious, and thoughts that felt out of reach. This is not a superficial tip or a trendy hack. It is a doorway into your own mind, a practice grounded in the timeless wisdom of Carl Jung, designed to guide you toward understanding yourself more deeply and living more consciously. If you are ready to take this step, to pause, reflect, and explore the truths your inner self has been trying to communicate, I warmly invite you to subscribe to this channel. By joining us, you become part of a journey into Jung's enduring wisdom, a space where every insight, every reflection, and every practical tool is meant to help you live more fully, more consciously, and more in alignment with the person you were always meant to be. Don't just watch, awaken, explore, and discover the depths of yourself. Why is it that Carl Jung placed such profound importance on self-awareness? The answer begins with something deceptively simple: the realization that life is not merely shaped by external circumstances, but by the inner forces that drive us silently, often without our consent. Jung believed that if we do not become aware of these forces, our unconscious patterns, our hidden desires, our unresolved conflicts, then we do not truly live our own lives. Instead, we are lived by them. Self-awareness, in Jung's understanding, is not a luxury or a vague spiritual exercise. It is the very foundation of freedom. When you awaken to yourself, you begin to notice how much of your daily existence has been dictated by social expectations, family conditioning, and habits you never questioned. You may think you are choosing freely, but without awareness, your choices are little more than echoes of what society, or your own unconscious, has already decided for you. Jung calls us to break free from this illusion. He reminds us that everything we experience outwardly is an expression of something already present inwardly. The conflicts you see in the world mirror the unresolved conflicts within you. The people you are drawn to, or repelled by, reveal something about your own psyche. Life is not out there. It is a reflection of the landscape you carry inside. This is why he insisted that the path to authenticity requires turning inward, to focus only on the external world. Chasing status, recognition, or material success is to live in a kind of dream, a projection that never touches the real depths of who you are. People who remain fixated on the outside often feel a constant dissatisfaction, as if life is always slipping through their fingers. But those who look inward awaken to a different kind of reality. By facing themselves with honesty, they uncover a center of consciousness that is no longer tossed around by every opinion, every demand, every passing mood. This inner gaze brings them into contact with their true self, a source of stability and meaning that cannot be shaken by the chaos of the external world. Jung pointed to a critical moment in every life, a crossroads where one either continues to ignore the inner call or chooses to confront it. To neglect self-reflection is to remain bound by unconscious patterns, repeating the same mistakes in relationships, falling into the same conflicts, carrying the same unresolved burdens year after year. But to embrace self-awareness is to shift the axis of life entirely. Suddenly, you are no longer just reacting, you are choosing. You begin to see how your emotions arise, where your thoughts come from, and how your past shapes your present. This recognition is not comfortable at first, it can even be painful, but it is transformative. Out of that discomfort comes clarity, and out of clarity comes freedom. For Jung, this inner awakening was not about withdrawing from the world or rejecting it. On the contrary, it was about engaging with it more deeply and authentically. When you know yourself, you understand your motives, your shadows, your vulnerabilities, and with that understanding comes compassion, both for yourself and for others. Self-awareness allows you to form relationships that are rooted not in neediness or projection, but in truth. It allows you to make decisions that are not merely reactions to pressure, but deliberate expressions of who you really are. It grants you an inner balance that turns life's challenges into opportunities for growth, rather than endless cycles of suffering. To Jung, the great tragedy of life is not failure, but unconsciousness, the endless sleepwalking through existence, mistaking borrowed dreams for your own. And the great possibility is that at any moment, you can wake up. You can turn inward, not in self-absorption but in self-discovery. You can choose awareness over illusion, depth over surface, authenticity over conformity. That is why self-awareness is not just important in Jung's vision, it is essential. It is the key that unlocks the door between who you think you are and who you truly are. And it is in crossing that threshold that life, in its fullest sense, finally begins. There is a reason why Carl Jung insisted that self-awareness should never remain an abstract idea, but must become a lived practice. And for that, he offered a simple yet powerful daily rule. Set aside even a small pocket of time to sit with yourself in complete honesty, not rushing, not distracted, just present. In that quiet space, observe your thoughts and emotions as they rise, without judgment or denial, as if you were watching clouds pass across the sky. And then ask yourself with sincerity, who am I really today? What is my inner self trying to tell me? A question that may sound simple, but opens the door to profound insight. For by daring to ask it, you begin to touch the hidden layers beneath the masks you wear. Jung often encouraged practical exercises to bring this awareness alive, such as free writing before sleep or after a moment of stillness, allowing your hand to capture the raw thought or feeling lingering in your mind without editing or censoring. Because those spontaneous words often reveal what the conscious mind tries to ignore. He also suggested short meditations, brief pauses where you close your eyes and allow images, fragments, and impressions to arise without resistance, letting the unconscious speak its own symbolic language. Or you might ask yourself a focused reflective question like, what do I need to understand about myself today? And wait, not for the quick, logical answer, but for the subtle whisper of the psyche that comes when silence is given room. These practices, though small in appearance, carry immense power. For over time, they cultivate a deeper awareness of your true self, helping you notice patterns in your emotions, recognize the forces that shape your actions, and most importantly, free yourself from the weight of social molds and the invisible pull of the collective unconscious. The result is not some grand revelation in a single day, but a gradual unveiling of authenticity, where you live less as a reflection of what others expect, and more as a conscious, centered being attuned to your inner life. And it is in that daily discipline of turning inward, however briefly, that Jung saw the real possibility of transformation. In the end, we return to the heart of Jung's message. Understanding yourself is not a luxury, but a necessity, if you wish to live a balanced, conscious life. For as Jung reminded us, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. And this awakening begins not with dramatic leaps, but with small, honest moments of turning inward, listening to the quiet voice within, and daring to see yourself as you truly are. So remember this simple truth. If you want to change your life, start by looking at yourself with sincerity, one step at a time, and allow awareness to transform the way you think, feel, and choose. Try this practice today, give yourself that brief daily space of honesty, and watch how things begin to shift. And if you found value in this reflection, subscribe to the channel to continue exploring with us the wisdom of Carl Jung and the timeless insights that can guide you toward a deeper, more meaningful life.